All right, I think we are live. Let me just check if we are live on Instagram. All right. Great. I think we are here. Let me share my screen. We are going to go over quite a few things today. I hope you're having a great, Wednesday. We are going to do Etsy Q&A, so we're going to answer your Etsy questions. We're also going to go through shops, do some audits. We have a few exciting things to talk about as well. All right, so first, let's go through a couple of good announcements. One thing, hey Stella, one great thing we have going is our Ultimate Etsy Summit is in 2 weeks, I believe 2 weeks from tomorrow. 2 weeks from tomorrow, the 23rd. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. If you do not know about the Ultimate Etsy Summit, I'm going to put the link in the chat, but I'm so excited to see many of you there. We are doing a full 2-day event where we're giving Etsy guidance, e-commerce guidance. We're going to talk about financial planning. Oh, awesome. Daisy just joined the family. Welcome. Welcome to our program. That's awesome. Yes, we're going to be going through so much guidance for Etsy for 2025. We're going to be talking about trends. We're going to talk about social media strategies that work really well right now in e-commerce. We'll be talking about how to target profitable customers. We will be talking about standing out in a saturated market. We will be talking about sourcing products, sourcing suppliers, so many things. So definitely join the summit. Come to the summit in Orlando later this month. And then speaking of trends, we have an awesome trend, 2025 trends that are unsaturated on Etsy, workshop coming up a week from yesterday. And this is amazing. So kind of backstory here. Last weekend, about a week ago, I was on a flight from Minneapolis to San Diego coming back for Christmas break. And I, on that flight, came up with over 180 pages of trends that are not saturated on Etsy in 2025. And we are doing a workshop. We have put together an awesome workshop. I'm going to share my screen. This is on the 14th. So you can click on, I put the link in the chat. Check that out. This is a great workshop. It will be on the 14th, and it is 10 unsaturated trends for 2025. I'm going to share my screen so you can see this. Okay, so this is where you can find it. Just click on the link and join our live masterclass. We are going to also give you our free loss leader guide just for attending. And you will also learn how to incorporate these trends into your shop. And you will also get access to the extension of our New Year's sale. So January 14th, 4:30 Pacific time. And if you are a student, this is a disclaimer, if you are a student, you will get complimentary access after it occurs. So you don't have to pay the $10 to attend. You don't have to get a ticket. We will just send you the access after it happens. So just email us here if you'd like access, and it won't cost you anything if you are one of our Ultimate Etsy course students. But for everyone else, I'm really excited to host this. I've never had a trends masterclass before, but it is in such high demand, and these trends are so prime for 2025. So definitely check that out. And that is in the chat. Now let's go through some of your Etsy questions. You sent over some on, I believe it was Facebook. We had some great questions on our Facebook group. If you're not part of our Facebook group, I'll put the link here. It's totally free. So this is Etsy Success Secrets. This is the Facebook group. Okay. Here we go. Here's the questions. 12 questions. This is great. So let's dive into these. And then if you have any other questions, please put them in the chat. Ooh, Charlotte. This is a timely question here. You created an Etsy account a while ago, didn't do anything with it. Based on a video you watched, where I mentioned it's better to close your shop and start over to gain traction. You did that a few hours ago. Once you cancel your Etsy account, can you create a new one using the same username and email address? Also, how long does it take for Etsy to delete your account? Deleting your account, I'm not sure how long that takes to register. I would give it at least, a few hours, but you cannot use the same username. You cannot use the same shop name, and you cannot use the same email address. So yes, you'll have to come up with a new name, which oftentimes is why, when I talk to people, I actually talked to someone, I think it was this weekend. And she had been on Etsy for like 4 months at least. She had like 4 sales and they were all herself. I believe that she was like buying from herself. And then, she was thinking about, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to increase the traffic? I have no traffic. I have like no sales. I'm just like shopping for myself. And she wants to replace a 6-figure income. There's nothing about her progress that suggests that would happen right now unless she drastically changed her strategies. Well, her thought process was, I'm going to wait until the spring to essentially try again. And maybe the shop was about 45 days old. I can't remember the exact age. But if you are not seeing results on Etsy, you have no sales, you have no traffic, do not wait a few months to try with your existing shop, because you will have to shut it down. Or I would recommend shutting it down and restarting, because Etsy does give you that boost in your first 30 to 45 days. So the longer you go without sales, the more negative your shop's quality score is, which means you're just digging yourself out of this hole. And essentially, if you keep doing the same strategies that got you there, the hole will become deeper and deeper, and your shop quality score will become more and more negative, which means you have to change the name when you create a new shop. So if you have a shop name that you really, really like, then please do everything you can to make it work, because you can't reuse it. Oh, someone said here, you work 9 to 5, you can't attend the masterclass at 4 p.m. We will be sending out the recording, I believe, to people who basically got their ticket. So whether you were there live or not, a recording will be sent afterwards to your email. So don't worry about that. If you can't attend, if you are working for the first part of it, or you're working during that time and you still want access to the trends, just go ahead and get your ticket and we'll send you the recording after. Okay. This is great. Let's see. Okay, can you talk a bit more about the most important things to think about when creating a customer avatar? Why is it so important? How to still spread wide enough to not be too narrowed, and how to figure out where she would like to do her shopping, and if time needle moving tasks for 2025, right? Well, the needle moving tasks really depend on what stage of the business your shop is at, who you're selling to, and what you're selling. I give different needle moving tasks to different people because there's not a one size fits all strategy for Etsy. It's really, in order to see significant change, you need a customized strategy for your customers and your product mix. So it's not like a one size fits all blanket needle moving tasks for every Etsy shop. But let's talk about your first question, because the customer avatar piece is interesting. If you know a little bit about our approach on Etsy with the Ultimate Etsy course and coaching students, it is not with choosing a niche, niching down, sub-niching, micro-niching, cross-niching, all of that, because you're just boxing yourself into a corner here. Instead, we want to choose customers to target, and then we want to serve them in many, many areas of their life. So when creating your customer avatar, we identify the type of person we want to sell to. And then the way that we spread wide enough to not be too narrowed, how wide we go is really with how many areas we serve them in. So let's use the Anthropologie customer example. So people who shop at Anthropologie, they are drawn to that brand. They're drawn to the aesthetic, the product mix, the curation, right? The brand identity. They identify with that brand. And they will buy their kitchen utensils from that brand, and they will buy wedding dresses from that brand. Let me show you an example if you're not familiar. So the type of person who shops at Anthropologie, right? They have a mix of, they have a whole wedding category. You can even book an appointment, a bridal appointment. Let's sort by price point, just for fun, right? We have about 4,300, looks like, for online ordering is like a high price point for them for wedding. They also sell furniture. So let's take a look at the furniture. They sell furniture that is, okay, $13,000 rugs. Normally, let's say you are a David's Bridal. You get into the bridal niche, right? David's Bridal, bridal niche. They're not selling rugs. They're not selling couches. They're simply selling the dresses and the apparel and the accessories for that one event. But instead, what we're looking at is how can we serve this customer for, in many areas of their life. The same person buying that wedding dress, right? We want to serve them in their home decor. We want to serve them also, let's say, I just typed in fork, their kitchen utensils, right? We want to serve like this modern, very clean aesthetic, right? We want to serve them in many areas. Quality, modern, clean lines, unique shapes, unique texture and dimension. That's like Anthropologie is known for all of that. So the way to go wide with your customer is to serve them in different areas. You're serving the same person, you're just serving them in different segments and pockets of their life, which is why it's so important to do this customer research. And we want to think about the people who have money to spend. And an easy way to do that is who is still spending money at Anthropologie, right? I'm just showing you some examples here. Who is spending $148 on these trendy, my husband would think these are not cute. He's funny. He has opinions on denim. He'd be like, that's interesting, Dylan. But who is spending money? Who is spending $108 on these Bermuda shorts? They're high quality, but it's definitely a trend. Who is still spending money, $158 on these jeans, right? It's super trendy with the two-tone denim and the print on it, right? This is just, right, not getting into a preview of our trend masterclass or anything, but who is still spending money on this? And that is who we want to sell to. So when you're looking at which retailers who are positioned high and to the right are still seeing success right now, who are their customers? And there's different ways to look into that. We cover all of that in module 2. Then that's how we know basically our customer, who we want to sell to in our Etsy shop. So there's module 2 is really where we cover the customer research part. But I hope this makes sense about your customer avatar. Let's see here. Awesome. Oh, looks like Bliss Singh says, I just signed up for the masterclass and I will watch the recording. So the masterclass link is here. It's $10 for 10 unsaturated trends on the Etsy platform. We put many hours of work into this presentation and it's 1 week from yesterday, but you'll get the recording after if you can't make it in person. Okay, this person, this is interesting. Okay, this is a niche product, not necessarily a niche customer. Hi, Dylan. The heart of my shop is macrame home decor. I have a few other items, but keep coming back to macrame. Should I keep making macrame or go in a completely different path? Colleen, that's my sister's name, by the way. Colleen, I would ask, what is the goal of your shop? Are you wanting to make money and make a business, or is this like a hobby that you love to do? You would be doing it no matter what, and you're just trying to monetize your hobby a little bit. Um, that's my question, I would say. What is the goal here? Which, this is exactly why when you book a call with us, we ask you questions because everyone has a completely different goal with Etsy. So with this person, Colleen, is this a hobby? Are you just trying to monetize like an activity that you do no matter what? Or are you really trying to scale a business? Macrame, difficult to scale, right? You'd have to be hiring people who know how to do macrame. Now you could do things like altering macrame products to get into your shop, but I do think macrame, it is more of a trend. Definitely more of a trend. So I would not focus on macrame. I would actually keep macrame maybe 15% of your product mix. If you want to build a business that's scalable and that has longevity and consistency baked in. So I would say macrame, I would keep it around 15% of the product mix. Okay. Lots of great questions. Karen here. We have a question in the chat. Business, someone says, I'm having the same issue. Do you recommend I open a new Etsy account for an extra boost? Yes, if you are going to approach it with completely different strategies this time. The person I talked to earlier this week, I actually said, if you're going to use the same strategies you've been using, be prepared to open a new Etsy shop every 45 days because you're going to see the same results. Essentially, is if you go at Etsy with this strategy, they're not going to sell, and you're going to lose the boost in that 45 days, and you're going to have to restart and restart and restart until you decide to change your strategies. So this person who put in the chat, should you open a new account for a boost? I would say only if you plan on taking a new approach. Don't even open the account, in my opinion, unless you already have the strategies ready to implement. Otherwise, you will be floundering. And usually what happens if you don't know what new strategies to approach it with, you fall back on what you did before, which, two questions. Is what you're doing currently working? No. Okay, if you do more of what's not working, will that make it start working? No. 90% of Etsy sellers who are struggling, I have seen, believe that if they just keep doing more of what's not working, it'll make it work, which is why typically nothing ever happens with their shops. So really, really ask yourself that question, because the pitfall is doing more of what's not working. You're just wasting and killing so much time. And that is the ignorance tax, which is what Alex Ramosi calls it. There's a huge ignorance tax of not getting the right steps in place. You just keep doing the same thing. That didn't work before, doesn't make it work today. It's not going to work tomorrow. So yes, I would start a new shop, but just make sure you don't do the same thing. This person asked, what's the best way to sell digital how-to books and guides on Etsy, as I just started my shop with your advice? Pinterest is going to be key for you. Digital how-to books and guides, Pinterest. Please, 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 Pinterest is going to be your best friend for driving external traffic. Okay. Okay, Karen has a couple questions, pretty in-depth. Let's see. Basically, she's asking about driving sales through social media. That's great. We were just talking about that with Pinterest. So she's saying, number one, linking to an Etsy listing through a post on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. And then she's saying TikTok, direct links are only allowed in your bio, which means multiple clicks before someone can get to the listings that you're pushing. Puts people off. So if a lot of people in your audience hang out on TikTok, would it be better to set up a separate TikTok shop? TikTok Shop, yes, have that going, but use site merchandising so it's not difficult for them to get to your desired listings. Have it be so obvious and in their face when they get to your main shop link. So site merchandising is how to do that. We actually have an awesome video. We just have, let me show you guys this. We have a bunch of our, oops, this is not it, 2025. Okay, let me pull this up. We have a bunch of these amazing videos of our students that we are going to be releasing. These have just come in this week, sharing their experience and with our strategies. But Keisha is, she's a really unique one. She actually talked about the transformation that site merchandising made in her results. So site merchandising, it's all about increasing multi-item orders. She shares in this video. It's a 6-minute video, and we will post this at some point soon. If you want to see it, send us an email or a message on Facebook. But Keisha shares what the difference of site merchandising, the difference it made in her average order value, and really it allowed her to lead customers exactly where she wanted them to go. Okay, so that's going to be key. Definitely have a separate TikTok shop as well. If you sell on other platforms like Amazon or Shopify, is there an app that you can recommend that lets you manage all of your sales channels and inventory in one place for print on demand? Yes. So this, I would want to get you our, it's like our software link page with different resources for you, because Amazon, Shopify, I'm curious where else if you want TikTok integrated, that's one we'd have to look into. That is the caveat. But we do provide recommendations in our Ultimate Etsy workbook for tools and automated resources for you to sync things. But I would want to look into the TikTok shop integration to see if that is included. So yeah, if you have questions on that, check the workbook or reach out to us directly. Feel free to do that in email. Wow, these are really great questions, you guys. By the way, one more thing. We have the last 2 days of our amazing opportunity for updating your listings. So etSEO is our software that updates your SEO for you to make it customer-centric instead of product-centric. And it's the end of the year sale where you basically get 2 days left on this. I'm going to quick pull this up just in case you haven't used it yet. Okay, so you basically get 25% off or 50% off a year of listings, which is designed to be a listing a day. And I would love for you to commit to this challenge of a listing a day. Now, keep in mind, 365 listings, right? We are going to keep it curated as we go, which means if it doesn't have product market fit, it goes. But 365 listings that are fully optimized, it takes like 60 to 90 seconds to do that. And I do recommend taking advantage if you want to commit to the listing a day challenge. So let me go ahead and show you how this works. This is the tool. You can kind of see, so there's a left navigation. Actually, I'm gonna make it a little more narrow. Here we go. It works great on mobile. But we are going to upload a photo. Let's see, what are we gonna do? Ooh, let's do this pillow. Okay, this is one of those like knitted needlepoint, yes, pillows. Yes, correct. And the tool is asking, it processed the image. It's asking me, is this what you're selling? Yes. What is the main purpose or use for this pillow? I would say lake house decor. What are occasions where someone might purchase it? I would say housewarming gift or um, hostess gift. Is it made from any special or unique materials? I wish I was the maker of that. I'm going to go with yarn. You guys, I have no idea how you do that. Is it handmade or mass produced? I'm going to say handmade. Any customization options, different colors or personalized text? I would just say different sizes. I have enough information to proceed with generating listing details. So now we are going to generate the titles, and it's going to give me a couple options for the titles. It's 15%, 20%. So it shows you how far along it's gone. We actually just made some updates to the tool that we released over the last week. So we have a product manager, Mitch, who is on it. So it's giving me some title options. Let me expand this a little bit so you can see a little more easily. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. So this title, handmade needlepoint lake house cabin, throw pillow, lake life, rustic nature decor, fishing, camping, outdoor enthusiast gift, bedroom, living room. Okay, so that, I would say not that one. I'm going to do title B. Okay, then we're going to generate the alt text, description, and tags. So these keywords are just for you to use for SEO purposes, blogs, websites, any other marketing channels that you need. So now I have my alt text. I'm going to put this right into my Etsy listing on those images. Now only the images that you would want to show up on Google search. And then my description is all ready to go. And this is optimized for mobile and desktop, has all the site merchandising techniques in place, and it's ready to go. So this is our tool. You get 25% off per listing, and half off if you want to do the year challenge, 365 listings in the year. Awesome. All right, let's answer the final questions here. Here we go, final questions. And if you have any questions on etSEO, that's something we've been working on for, oh my gosh, almost a year. And we launched it this fall, and we have thousands of users, and the results have been incredible. We have testimonials on the website if you want to see what the results are looking like. Because ultimately, the reason to do this is to save time, but also get fully optimized SEO. So you can see results from people, like someone put up a listing, they went away for a 4-day weekend, now it already has a sale or two. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. This person, Stacy, my shop runs confetti, but I want to do cards and boxes. Did I pigeonhole myself by having Party Co in my shop name? We got a bot reaching out to you, Stacy. Do not respond. Stacy, I would say Party Co. No, it's fine. You're totally fine. You want to do cards, boxes, etc. I don't think you pigeonholed yourself at all. Pigeonholed yourself. Don't worry about that. Let's see. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, Chantel, I purchased your course in 2023 and it helped improve my Etsy shop immensely. I'm approaching 2,000 sales and have a couple of bestsellers and really want to scale my shop in 2025. I knit and crochet home decor and accessories. I have too many ideas for scaling and really need advice about how to choose the next path to take. I'd like to purchase a laser to make and sell tags and charms I use on my items. I can sell these to other makers as well. Okay, so you're thinking B2B. or add personalization to your items. Your margin will be higher if you don't do B2B, but your customers might have a higher lifetime value if you do B2B. Business to business, if anyone doesn't know. You want to offer baby and kids sweaters with embroidered names, but that requires stocking a lot of inventory. How do I know which path to choose, or should I do both? Here is her shop. Amazing. Okay. So great growth. I love to see that. If you get into baby, one of my recommendations would be to do non-sized items. I know you mentioned sweaters, but that does involve stocking sizes, and sized items, typically your sell-through is going to be lower because you have to carry variations of sizes and potentially colors here. So the more variations you have that you have to stock, the lower your sell-through and the lower your turn. So sell-through and turn are e-commerce principles from corporate e-commerce and corporate retail, if you come from that area. But we want to apply it to you as well, because long story short, that impacts cash flow. Sell-through in turn impacts cash flow. It directly impacts how much money is coming out of the inventory you've invested in, and how quickly are we getting our ROI on your time and your inventory. So sell-through in turn, extremely important. Sized products, lower sell-through, lower turn, and you might end up you have to get really good at planning and forecasting if you're going to do sized products, so that you're not creating things and having overstock of sizes that are not desirable. Now, the workaround for that, if you really want to do the sweaters, make one example, just like what I did in my shop, right? I can show you here. Make one example, and you use that as your listing. So I'm pulling open my shop right now, Begonia Rose Co. That is my shop, 26,000 sales, $1.7 million. Now, my shop started with one product that was, let me show you here. One product that was customized, and it was like a floral letter, just like this. So you see these letters here. It was a floral letter that I used in my wedding. All of these are custom made to order. It doesn't mean I keep anything in stock. I actually keep nothing in stock, zero in stock, because everything is made as it's ordered. Now that's very scalable, because one of these flower walls takes an hour, right? You can do a letter in 15 minutes, depending on the size. Right. So that is something to consider, is how many minutes does something take you? If it takes so long that you have to carry inventory, then I would question, honestly, the pricing on this, and if it would actually be profitable. So one thing I would consider doing is altering with knitting and crocheting, altering products that are already made with an element that is either knit or crocheted, like the name is like piping that you've stitched on or something. There's options, so it's not 100% handmade, and that will also make it a little bit easier. You could do made to order. You don't have to. You could do RAs with inventory that's not selling. Basically return authorizations, which is a term in retail where, let's say you overbuy certain sizes, you can exchange them for other sizes. So that would be a way to carry inventory with less risk. It's treating it truly more like a wholesale purchase. So if you have any questions on that, reach out. But I would start with non-sized items just to protect your cash flow. Okay. If you guys have any questions, or if you would like to know, okay, what is this course that Chantel took that helped her immensely, got her to almost 2,000 sales, I'll put a link in the chat just to a call where we give you a free demo of what we have. So this is basically, you just book a free call with us. Looks like there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 options today, which is great, because I believe we start with about 40 options, like 40 spots a day, because we have a team. You either have to call with myself or my team, but there's 6 spots left today, and feel free to grab one of those, and we can take you through a full demo of the strategies, and also ask you some questions about your shop and see we can talk to you a little bit about how scalable what you're doing is versus not. Okay. All right. If you have any questions, reach out and I will see you all in the next live. But I hope this Q&A was helpful.